Hey manifestors, it's Paula from the 411 on manifesting. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you from my car. I had a totally different vlog planned for today, and I'm going to save it for a different time. I just left my friend Stacy's from Spirit and You, and we had a really good little visit. And when I was leaving, she kind of brought something up to me that we were talking about in our conversation, just about keeping your vibration high when times are low. And I just thought that was really interesting, and it sort of led me to a whole bunch of things that I wanted to say about that. So I'm literally 10 minutes away from her place, kind of out by Lamont here. And I thought, I'm just going to pull over and do this. So let's start over. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. Man, oh man, was it nice this weekend. Typical, beautiful fall day. Leaves blowing. The trees are honestly absolutely so beautiful right now. The colors are just amazing. So I went on a road trip on Saturday. I went to the city. I was kind of scouting out just a few different things for my upcoming markets and some table display stuff. And somebody told me about this amazing place called Hodgepodge. So if you're in the city and you've heard of it and you've been, yay. If you haven't heard of it and you're in the city, you got to go. It is a place that completely recycles things, so things that people donate, but you don't pay for anything. You just walk in, look around. If you find something you like, then you grab it and you walk out with it. And I felt like I was robbing the place, I'm telling you. I mean, I found a couple things in there, and I sort of walked out towards the door, and there was like a volunteer there, and I'm like, can I just give a donation or something? Like, tell me, like, I feel so bad just walking out. She's like, no, dear, you just take it, and thank you for reusing. I just thought that was so wholesome and amazing. So go on their website. It's pretty cool. Even if you want to donate stuff, they do have a list of things that they don't take, but it was pretty neat. So I walked out with a couple of really cool things. So that was awesome. There was a lot going on this weekend. There was an amazing market in Lloydminster, the Mystic Moonlight Market. That was like 3 days. There's Pumpkin Fest in Lloydminster. There's Pumpkin Fest in Smoky Lake. They're doing the big pumpkin drop smash tonight. It's such a great time out there. And it was packed full of people, y'all. Packed full of people. So lots of really good stuff going on this weekend. I'm so grateful for this beautiful weather, because a lot of things are outside. So it's just really nice to get out and kind of say goodbye to fall this weekend. It was just amazing. Okay, back to our topic. So staying in high vibration when everything around you is kind of either in turmoil or energy is off, people's energy is off, just kind of things like that. And especially in terms of manifesting. And I know that I've talked about this before on a previous vlog, but like different manifesting techniques that you're doing, say if you're journaling, especially with journaling, if you're doing like the 55 for 5, those of you that don't know, that's when you write out a manifestation 55 times a day for 5 days in a row. And you don't have to sit and do it all at once and get writer's cramp, but you can do it kind of throughout the day, 5 times, write out 5 times, and then maybe an hour later write out another 10 or whatever till you get to your 55. It's a really effective journaling technique, especially if you're maybe new to manifesting and you're still having a bit of a hard time believing before you see things, because it puts it into your head, right? Like you're literally journaling something 55 times for 55 days. So you really get it ingrained in your head. But what do you do if your vibration is off and you're still trying to manifest? So 2 things: trying to manifest. You should never try to manifest. When you're manifesting something, it's not a try factor, because you're doing it in the essence that you're believing that it happens before it actually happens, right? Believing it before you see it and not the other way around. But if you're in a bad mood, and you're like, oh, I got to do my 55 for 5 today. You know, and it's like a chore. Don't do it. Absolutely don't do it. You're just wasting your time. But also protecting your energy, protecting your vibration. There's so many different ways you can protect your vibration. And I'm glad that there's so many different ways, because not everything works for everyone. Or there might be some things that some people just really don't like doing. You know, exercise is a really good way to raise your vibration. There are people that, you know, it's either not an option for to exercise, or maybe they don't have the time, or, you know, those kind of things. Prayer is another good one. Journaling, of course, that we talked about. Crystals, like I wear protection bracelets, you know, amethyst and obsidian, those kind of things. Tiger's eye, I wear those on my right hand all the time. Protection, anything protection should go on your right hand. So, you know, sprays, there's different kinds of cleansing sprays, burning sage or Palo Santo, you know, smoke cleansing, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different things, right, that you can do to sort of protect your energy. I really like sprays and smoke cleansing. I think the scent of things, it brings me really back to the present. So I actually really like those. They work really good for me. But honestly, if you're in an environment, work, for instance, if you're in a really negative work environment, if you have an office, great. Fill it with things that make you feel good all the time, that kind of, you know, just really overshadow anything that's going on in the day. I'm going to tell you something really interesting that has happened to me with my work. So last year I bought a Brigid cross from Shine in Manville. And a Brigid cross, I believe it comes from the Scotland or Ireland. I think it's Scotland. Don't quote me on that. But it's it's green reeds that are woven into kind of a funky cross. And you just Google it, you'll see it. They're really neat. But I bought it specifically for my office because it protects from fire, theft, and flood. And, you know, I love my work. I love my office. I love everybody I work with, and I just want to protect it, right? So that was, to me, was the perfect place to hang it up. So what happened about 6 months ago, I work rurally, and we have 4 or 5 other businesses that we kind of share a road with, I guess, sort of. What happened 6 months ago is that every single business was broken into, one after the other, but ours. Ours was not broken into. And in fact, they caught the people that broke into the other businesses before ours was broken into. So I like to remind my boss of that once in a while. I'm like, yeah, just so you know, I got this Brigid cross hanging up, and yeah, that's why we weren't broken into. Protection, y'all. So that was really cool. Monday, when I came to work, oh, by the way, so the Brigid cross is green, like the reeds are green. It's like kind of a sage green color, I guess. So when I came to work on Monday, my Brigid cross was laying on the floor, and it had come apart, which I thought was really odd because it's strung together with these little, like, kind of metal-y things, like sort of hold it in place, and they were like sort of scattered on the floor. But the other thing is, it wasn't green anymore. It was kind of a grayish, like a straw color, like the color of hay, kind of like yellowy gray sort of color. And I second guessed myself. I was like, did it like fade that it's been on the wall? Like, did it fade maybe to that color and I just didn't notice it? And then I was like, no. I look at that thing every single day because it's in my eye line, right, when I'm sitting at my desk at work. And I just thought that was so bizarre. So I messaged a few people who kind of told me some of the history of it. And because I was more kind of concerned about what I do with it. And did that mean that it fell on the floor and broke? Did it mean that it was done? And maybe I needed to get a new one or get something else? So I did message a couple of people, and I was told to, you know, take it out to thank it first for doing such an amazing job of protecting my space and, you know, everybody around me, kind of, and then to take it outside and, you know, just give it back to the earth, either burn it or crumple it up and scatter it. So I can't burn it out there, so I did crumple it up and said thank you and sort of left it to the wind, and I felt really good about that. So, but what was interesting is that we had a lot of malfunctions go on at my work this week. We had like some software problems. The energy was definitely really, really different there. And in having this conversation with Stacy, it actually occurred to me that my Brigid cross broke on Monday, and now there's just all these crazy things that happened this week. So I'm going to bring something new into my office. I have some protection balls at home from Spirit New that Stacy made. I use in my kits, and I have a couple extra ones. So I'm actually going to bring one to work on Monday, and I'm going to hang it where the Brigid cross was. I'm also going to go into work early, and I'm going to sage and spray the space. Just saying. But, you know, protecting your energy, man, is that ever an important one? And we can't change things that happen. Like we don't have control of everything. We can't control what kind of mood people are going to be in, or, you know, how things are going to go in the day, but we can control how we react to it. And we all know that, like we all do know that. But when you're in the moment of something happening or somebody's energy being off, it's really hard to remember to do that, you know, and not take it personally, or not sit with it all day and not get anxiety over it, that kind of stuff. So a couple of things that we can do, right? So just protect your own energy, wear some protection bracelets, and, you know, smoke cleanser spray if you can. Not just your work, but like, yeah, your home or your vehicle, anything like that. Get a protection kit. There's lots of different protection kits around, mini ones that you can get or big ones, and use them and put these good intentions in them all the time. Because when you're manifesting and you've got all these things kind of coming at you that you can't control, it's really hard to stay in high vibration. And if you can't stay in high vibration, your manifestations aren't going to happen, or they're going to take a really, really long time. So very, very important. I really, really had to stop and talk about that. I'm literally 10 minutes away from Stacy's, and I'm sitting at a rest stop right now. So I'm like, I got to pull over and do this. I just got to do this. So we will save the vlog I did have planned for today. We'll save it for another time. And also too, I wasn't going to post this because I'm headed to BC for Thanksgiving next weekend. And initially I was going to surprise my mom, but my daughter accidentally let the cat out of the bag, which is fine. I almost let the cat out of the bag like 4 times last week already. So it was bound to happen from one of us. But I'm not going to be doing a video for Thanksgiving because I will be traveling home Thanksgiving Monday. And I've just only got 2 days with my family. So I'm just really I'm going to spend it with them and stay present. So there will be no video next Monday. I may just actually put up an old one just so we do have something on there to watch for any new subscribers. But yeah, that is the vlog, everybody. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, the 411 on manifesting. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I hope you got outside and did something fun or did something for yourself. Have a great, great Monday and a great rest of your week. And remember, if nobody tells you this week, I love you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.